how's the build-up been now that you're here in Melbourne?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously here a couple of days ago. Went home. Boys had a couple of days off. Good couple of training sessions, and the prep's been really good. Boys are fit, so I think just like everyone, I think ready to get this game going tomorrow. It couldn't come quick enough.
Has it felt any different? I know you touched on it when you spoke at Adelaide the other day, but has it felt a different season for you this season compared to last?
Yeah, I mean it has. I mean, talk to me into the last season after last year's final. Coaching for me was easy. You get through a season with barely no injuries and not many players. I think we only had one go up to the Australian team, Nathan, early in that season. It's been totally different this year. We've had obviously a couple of representative Australia A players go, and early in the season, and then around that time, sort of our backups were injured. A few of them were injured, so it's definitely been a challenge, and that's probably the satisfying thing is that we've had that challenge or those challenges, and we're here today playing tomorrow. That's a big thing for me. It's a big thing for this group to fight through all that, and we probably didn't play as consistent as we wanted to at the start of the year. We've done better after Christmas, and that's why we're here playing this game tomorrow.
What sort of change for the group? Undefeated since late October. Sort of moment, or it's just been a steady build through?
It's if you ask the players, they probably wouldn't even know that, to be honest. I've said it a couple of times, only because someone told me. I didn't know about it either. But it's no real change about anything. It's just whatever game we're playing in, we just want to make sure we fight. I think we've been lucky in since I've taken over. We've probably had one really bad loss against New South Wales last year, and even from that, we took a lot from that. Just if we're not going to win games, we want to try and win as much as possible, which is, I'm sure, Victoria the same. You try and play to win, but if you do get bad out of the game or you're not playing well, then you've got to fight and try and draw and get those points. And those points have been those points from a draw are crucial. So it's just all about fighting. That's what I say to them. I put it up on the board every day. We fight. We just have some fun, and taken to that, and they do every time they play.
Nathan said you were able to win today. Before you make a final decision on the 11, does it wear the play any part in that as well?
Probably not. I think if you worry about too many other external things, I mean, the weather's changed. It was really wet, then it wasn't. Now it's gone back to being a bit wet again, but it's only for the first 2 days. I know that's Melbourne, but we'll look at the conditions. We'll pick, like we did last week, we'll pick for the conditions, and as in the wicket, and then we'll go from there. I don't think, if you start worrying about too many other different things, it doesn't happen, then you get caught short. So, we bought, we got 14 with us. We bought, extra spinner, quick and bat to cover all aspects of the conditions, and obviously with the concussion rules and all that protocols, we've got everything covered. So we'll have a look at that and make the decision today.
How big has Nathan Andrew been for you this season after overcoming those illness issues he had in the first few weeks of summer, particularly now losing Brendan for the back end of the season?
Yeah, he's a guy that just keeps soldiering on. He's if you ask him, he knows he hasn't been his best. He's had those vertigo issues, as you said. So, but he's just found a way. Hasn't been at his best. Probably he wasn't his best the first half of the year. Trying to cope with all that. He's, the back end. He's, I think the last 3 games, he's really back to where Nathan McAndrew needs to be, and he's obviously learned how to deal with those sort of issues. So, look, he's huge for us. He just, every time he goes out, he's going to take wickets and lead. He's a good leader of our attack. As you said, without Doggy there, he leads the attack. So, but yeah, it's great to see him finally, get to the position he needs to be in and bowl the way he wants to bowl.
Just one on a non-guy playing, Spencer Johnson. Where's he at? What's your understanding of the situation? It sounds like he's pulled out of the PSL. There's reports that he might play in the IPL.
Yeah, Spencer's jumping around a little bit. No, he's got some really good. He got some good news, I think 4 or 5 days ago, about his back. He's finally the crack in his back has healed. So he's had quite a frustrating 10 months. So the good news is he's back bowling. He's building up again. IPL, I think there might be an opportunity there. We're still waiting to see what happens there. But he's obviously got to do a fair bit of bowling before he goes back into competitive cricket. So we're working on that as we speak. I stay away from that because we've got a Shield final to play. So managers are talking to who they need to talk to around that. But it'd be good to see Spencer back playing cricket because he's obviously had some bad luck over the last 2 years.
Sort of semi-related front. Jake back in the squad. I mean, probably unlikely to play, but just the work he's done to get back in at least in the red ball conversation.
Yeah, he's been unreal, to be honest. Jake Traz McGurk. He's obviously spent a lot of time away since he's been in Adelaide. He had the first year he was there, had a great year. Was able to have a pre-season and learn the game and better his game. And he went away, and I've just felt he he's playing all the time and not necessarily working on what he needed to work on. And I think that was the reason for his sort of, not on the slippery pole, but he didn't make a lot of runs. So he's been able to get back. Stephen Stubbins, the batting coach, has spent a lot of time with him, worked hard with him, and now he's gone back to club cricket and I think he made his first 100. I think he got 2, but he made his first club 100 this year, which is quite amazing. So he's worked hard to get a method behind what he's trying to do, and he's been. I think he played a game after Christmas for us. He's never that far away. So for him now, it's just a matter of continue that. It probably, the end of the season's coming at probably the wrong time. He wants to keep playing cricket, but he's worked hard. So it's good reward for him to be here in this squad.
Just back on Spence, I know you've got this final, but after the final, do you tap back in with him as far as any action modifications to
We've been doing that. We've been doing that, ever since he's been able to roll his arm over. We've been doing a lot of not a lot, just tweaking a couple of things, and he's going really well. He had a bowl, I think, day before yesterday. I wasn't there, but I had some video stuff, and we've been really conscious of what he's trying to achieve and straighten him up a little bit and try and take a little bit of pressure off that back. But he's done it really well, and he feels like he's although he's only going about 60%, he's coming out nicely. The ball's coming out nicely. So as we speak, he's bowling more. He's trying to crank it up, and it's just now about getting bowling load into his body to be able to allow him to go and play cricket.
Give us some insights on Liam Scott as cricketer. He's Championship Player of the Year.
Yeah.
He won One Day Player of the Year, had a great big bash as well. What's he doing that's continuing this year-on-year improvement, and how good can he be?
He loves learning. He trains his butt off. I spoke to him middle of last year around, to be an all-rounder, world-class all-rounder, you've got to put more training hours in than the rest of the team. And I learned that watching Shane Watson train when I was playing with him. You always probably got to be the first there, you've got to be the last to leave because you get your batting, bowling and fielding done, and that's exactly what he does. So one thing about Liam, as I said, he's always sitting with me or with the batting coach and learning more about what he has to do to be that world-class player. And I feel as though he's obviously, we've seen that with his performance, and he's getting the reward for what he's putting in.
Nathan sort of downplayed his offies a bit, but how, obviously they're a part-time option, but how serious are they, particularly if they look towards a tour of India?
I think they're a bit better than part-time. I think we've seen that. We're always yelling him to try and bowl himself. He's always a bit reluctant to bowl himself, especially when we've got a spinner or two in there. So, but they're definitely better than part-time. And we saw here last week 3 for 20, I think, or 3 for 18. He can be that second spinner, no doubt. And having someone in your top 6 or top 5, top 6 that can bowl, whether it be quick or spin's massive for your makeup. But no, I definitely think he's better than part time, and he's practicing a lot more. And again, we're always trying to get him bowl overs if we need to.
Just on your other spinner, Ben Menenti, how'd you see his World Cup experience when he come back?
Yeah, unreal. Yeah, it's unreal for him. There's no doubt. Ben's got a fair bit of confidence every other day of the week. Doesn't struggle for confidence, but coming back, his ability and learning the game, but being around international players, you can just see he's grown another leg. So he's bowled. He's come back and bowled. He's had a reasonably good year with the ball. Hasn't got a lot of wickets, but he does a really good job for us. And we'll see what happens with this wicket if it does start turning again. That no doubt he'll play a big role for us this week.